Hi Marcela, it's me, your favorite 50 Shades of Grey reader. Sorry to cut you off so fast last time. I had to go answer the phone and I pushed the button and I thought I could come back, but I couldn't, so I had to cut you off. Didn't mean to. Also, I promise there's no beer involved in this half of the story. Not drinking at all except for club soda. Finally going to get to the second half of chapter 7. Anna and Christian are still at that party. I feel like they've been there forever. They're going to leave the party soon, and I know I've been promising you some drama with Layla. Well, now you're going to get your drama with Layla. We get Layla drama in here. I don't know how many fucks and shits I have left, but we'll have a few left. And so I'm going to finish reading chapter 7, and then hopefully get you to chapter 8 in the morning. Okay, so here we go, the rest of chapter 7 from 50 Shades of Grey, book 2. At midnight, we stroll down toward the shore between the tent and the boathouse, where the other partygoers are gathered to watch the fireworks. The MC is back in charge, has permitted the removal of masks, the better to see the display. Christian has his arm around me, but I'm aware that Taylor and Sawyer are close by, probably because we're in a crowd now. They are looking anywhere but at the fireworks, where the two technicians dressed in black are making their final preparations. Seeing Taylor reminds me of Layla. Perhaps she's here, shipped. The thought chills my blood, and I huddle closer to Christian. He gazes down at me and pulls me closer. Are you okay, baby? Cole? I'm fine. I glance quickly behind us and see the other two security guys, whose names I forgot, standing close by. Moving in front of him, Christian puts both arms around me and over my shoulders. Suddenly, a stirring classical soundtrack booms over the dock, and two rockets soar into the air, exploding with deafening bang over the bay, lighting it all in dazzling canopy of sparkling oranges and whites that is reflected in glittering shower over the still calm water of the bay. My jaw drops as several more rockets fire in the air and explode in a kaleidoscope of color. I can't recall ever seeing a display that's this impressive except perhaps on television, and it never looks this good on TV. It's all in time to the music, volley after volley, bang after bang, light after light, as the crowd answers with gasps and oohs and ahs. It's out of this world. On the pontoon in the bay, several silver fountains of light shoot up 20 feet in the air, changing color through blue, red, orange, and back to silver. And yet more rockets explode as the music reaches its crescendo. My face is beginning to ache from the ridiculous grin of wonder plastered across it. I glance at 50. He's the same, marveling like a child at the sensational show. For a finale, a volley of 6 rockets shoot into the air and explode simultaneously, bathing us in a glorious golden light as the crowd erupts in frantic, enthusiastic applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the MC calls out as the cheers and whistles fade. Just one note to add to the end of this wonderful evening. Your generosity has raised a total of $1,853,000. Spontaneous applause erupts again, and out on the pontoon, a message lights up in silver streams of sparks, forming the words, "Thank you," from Coping Together, sparkling and shimmering over the water. Oh, Christian, that was wonderful. I grin up at him, and he bends down to kiss me. Time to go, he murmurs, a broad smile on his beautiful face, and his words hold so much promise. Suddenly, I feel tired. He glanced up again, and Taylor is close, the crowd dispersing around us. They don't speak, but something passes between them. Stay with me a moment. Taylor wants to wait while the crowd disperses. Oh. I think fireworks displays probably aged him 100 years, he adds. Doesn't he like fireworks? Christian gazes down at me fondly and shakes his head, but doesn't elaborate. So Aspen, he says. I know he's trying to distract me from something. It works. Oh, I haven't paid for my bid, I gasp. You can send a check. I have the address. You were really mad. Yes, I was. I grin. I can blame you and your toys. You were quite overcome, Miss Steele. A most satisfactory outcome, if I recall. He smiles salaciously. Incidentally, where are they? The silver balls? In my bag. I'd like them back. They're far too potent a device to be left in your innocent hands. Worried I might be overcome again? Maybe with somebody else? His eyes glitter dangerously. I hope that's not going to happen, he says, a cool edge to his voice. But no, Anna. I want all your pleasure. Whoa. Don't you trust me? Implicitly. Now can I have them back? I'll think about it. He narrows his eyes at me. The music once more from the dance floor, but it's DJ playing a thumping dance number, the bass pounding out a relentless beat. Do you want to dance? I'm really tired, Christian. I'd like to go if that's okay. Christian glances at Taylor, who nods, and we set off toward the house, following a couple of drunken guests. I'm grateful when Christian takes my hand. My feet are aching from the dizzying height and tight confinement of my shoes. Mia comes bounding up to us. You're not going, are you? The real music's just beginning. Come on, Anna. She grabs my hand. Mia, Christian admonishes her. Anastasia's tired. We're going home. Besides, we have a big day tomorrow. We do? Mia pouts, but surprisingly doesn't push Christian. You must come by sometime next week. Maybe we can hit them all. Sure, Mia. I grin, though in the back of my mind I'm wondering how, since I have to work for a living. She gives me a quick kiss, then hugs Christian fiercely, taking us both by surprise. More astoundingly still, she places her hands directly on the lapels of his jacket, and he just gazes down at her indulgently. I like seeing this happy, she says sweetly and kisses him on the cheek. Bye. You guys have fun. She skids off toward her waiting friends, among them Lily, who looks even more sour-faced without her mask. I wonder idly where Sean is. We'll say goodnight to my parents before we leave. Come. Christian leads me through a gaggle of guests to Grace and Carrick, who wishes a fond and warm farewell. Please do come again, Anastasia. It's been lovely having you here, says Grace kindly. I am overwhelmed by both her and Carrick's reaction. Fortunately, Grace's parents have retired for the evening, so at least we were spared their enthusiasm. In a relaxed, weary silence, Christian and I walk hand in hand to the front of the house, where countless cars are lined up, waiting to collect guests. I glance up at 50. He looks happy. It's a real pleasure to see him this way, though I suspect it's unusual after such an extraordinary day. Are you warm enough? He asked. Yes, thank you. I clasped my satin wrap. I really enjoyed this evening, Anastasia. Thank you. Me too. Some parts of it more than others. I grin. He grins and nods. Then his brow creases. Don't bite your lip, he warns in a way that makes my blood sing. What do you mean about a big day tomorrow? I asked to distract myself. Dr. Green is coming to sort you out. Plus, I have a surprise for you. Dr. Green? I halt. Yes. Why? Because I hate condoms, he says quietly. His eyes glint in the soft light from paper lanterns, gauging my reaction. It's my body, I muttered, annoyed that he hasn't even asked me. It's mine, too, he whispers. I gaze up at him at the various guests passing by, ignoring us. He looks so earnest. Yes, my body is his. He knows it better than I do. I reach up, and he flinches even ever so slightly, but stays still. Grasping the corner of his bow tie, I pull it so it unravels, revealing the top buttons of his shirt. Gently I undo it. You look hot like this, I whisper. Actually, he looks hot all the time, but really hot like this. He smiles. I need to get you home. Come. At the car, Sawyer hands Christian an envelope. He frowns at it and glances at me as Taylor ushers me into the car. Taylor looks relieved for some reason. Christian climbs in and hands me the envelope, unopened, as Taylor and Sawyer take their seats in the front. It's addressed to you. One of the staff gave it to Sawyer, no doubt from another ensnared heart. Christian's mouth twists. It's obvious this is an unpleasant concept to him. I stare at the note. Who is this from? Ripping it open, I read it quickly in the dim light. Holy shit, it's from her. Why doesn't she just leave me alone? And her note says, I may have misjudged you, and you have definitely misjudged me. Call me if you need to fill in any of the blanks. We could do lunch. Christian doesn't want me talking to you, but I would be more than happy to help. Don't get me wrong, I approve, believe me. But so help me, if you hurt him, he's been hurt enough. Call me, Mrs. Robinson. Fuck. She signed it Mrs. Robinson. He told her, the bastard. You told her. Told who what? That I call her Mrs. Robinson, I snap. It's from Elena? Christian is shocked. This is ridiculous, he grumbles, running a hand through his hair. I can tell he's irritated. I'll deal with her tomorrow, or Monday, he mutters bitterly. And though I'm ashamed to admit it, a very small part of me is pleased. My subconscious nods sagely. Elena is pissing him off, and this can only be good, surely. I decide to say nothing for now, but stash her note in my bag, and a gesture guaranteed to lighten his mood, I hand him back the balls. Until next time, I murmur. He glances at me, and it's hard to see his face in the dark, but I think he's smirking. He reaches for my hand and squeezes it. I gaze out of the window into the darkness, reflecting on the long day. I've learned so much about him, gleaned from many missing details, the salons, the road map, his childhood, but there's still much more to discover. And what about Mrs. R.? Yes, she cares for him, and deeply, it would appear. I can see that, and he cares for her, but not in the same way. I don't know what to think anymore. All this information is making my head hurt. Christian wakes me just as we pull up to the Scala. Do I need to carry you in? He asks gently. I shake my head sleepily. No way. As we stand in the elevator, I lean against him, putting my head against his shoulder. Sawyer stands in front of us, shifting uncomfortably. It's been a long day, eh, Anastasia? I nod. Tired? I nod. You're not very talkative. I nod, and he grins. Come, I'll put you to bed. He takes my hand as we exit the elevator, but stop in the foyer when Sawyer holds up his hand. In the split second, I'm instantly wide awake. Sawyer talks into his sleeve. I had no idea he was wearing a radio. Will do, T, he says and turns to face us. Mr. Gray says that the tires on Miss Steele's Audi have been slashed, and white paint was thrown all over it. Holy shit, my car. Who would do that? And I know the answer as soon as the question materializes in my mind. Layla. I glance at the Christian. He blanches. Taylor's concerned that the perp may have entered the apartment and may still be here. He wants me to make sure. I see, Christian whispers. What's Taylor's plan? He's coming up in the service elevator with Ryan and Reynolds. They'll do a sweep, then give us the all clear. I'll wait with you, sir. Thank you, Sawyer. Christian tightens his arm around me. This day just gets better and better, he says bitterly, nuzzling my hair. Listen, I just can't stand here and wait, Sawyer. Take care of Miss Steele. Don't let her in until you have the all clear. I'm sure Taylor's overreacting. She can't get into the apartment. What? No, Christian, you have to stay with me, I plead. Christian releases me. Do as you're told, Anastasia. Wait here. No, Sawyer, Christian says. Sawyer opens the front foyer door to let Christian enter the apartment, then shuts the door behind him and stands in front of it, staring impassively down at me. Holy shit, Christian. All manner of horrific outcomes run through my mind, but all I can do is stand and wait. And that is the end of Chapter 7. Kind of a short chapter, so I hope you got where you're going before the story ended. And I'll begin Chapter 8, and I'll get that to you tomorrow. Okay, bye.